What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Talk Malcolm Talk, so let's talk. Big news coming this week in the world of WWE as we will learn the headliner of the 2019 Hall of Fame class. The WWE production team has been given notice to start making graphics for the Hall of Fame. That way they can start promoting it and get people to buy tickets to pull in to see whoever gonna headline the Hall of Fame. In the comments down below, who do you guys think might headline the Hall of Fame this year? Could be The Rock, Batista, Christian, X-Pac. Also, a current superstar on the WWE roster may no longer be there anymore. That sentence has been said a lot this past week. That being Dolph Ziggler, whose contract actually ends on January 31st. It's unknown at this time if he's actually going to be a part of the Royal Rumble, because if he's just about to leave WWE, probably there's no reason for him to really be a part of it. But regardless, Ziggler's going to be in Phoenix on the 27th. Maybe not for the Rumble pay-per-view, but he's actually starting his own comedy tour, which is going to be in Phoenix right after the Rumble. So if you're walking out the stadium after watching the great Royal Rumble where Rusev won the Royal Rumble, right? He wins, correct? Carry yourself over to a comedy club and watch Dolph Ziggler crack some jokes for like an hour and a half. Sounds cool. Also on Twitter, he changed his name from Dolph Ziggler to Nick Nemeth, which is like his actual government name. And because he changed something on Twitter, obviously means he's leaving the WWE. That's just common sense. You guys think Dolph Ziggler's actually gonna leave WWE? Because this rumor kind of shows up every year. It's like a CM Punk return. Like, is he ever gonna leave? He keeps signing back, then he never leaves. Is this the year he finally dips? Or is he just gonna keep on signing and getting those checks? Also, someone who possibly teased leaving the WWE on Twitter is the woman that's challenging Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship at the Royal Rumble this Sunday, being Sasha Banks. So we all know about the rumors about the Revival actually trying to leave the WWE. Sasha, who's clearly just working the entire WWE universe on Twitter, has been tweeting stuff along the lines of "Take me with you, I want to be like the Revival, blah blah blah," trying to acknowledge the rumors of the Revival actually requesting a release from WWE. So it gets people talking about her just a little bit more before she goes to that big old championship match. This is a perfect way to use social media to advantage your wrestler. I mean, create as much heat as possible. That way everybody keeps talking about you, especially when you're about to do something really big. Sasha Banks is definitely not leaving WWE anytime soon. They just made the brand new WWE Women's Tag Team titles. It looks like her and Bayley will be the first inaugural Tag Team Champions. Do you guys think Sasha Banks is leaving WWE? I don't, but let me know what you think. Since I mentioned Revival, I also want to talk about this as well. Big reason for them wanting to leave WWE, obviously because they're not being used correctly at all. And the overall tag team division on Raw and SmackDown have been just done to death. They're just not being used correctly. Tag team wrestling on the main roster is pretty trash, especially when you compare it to NXT or NXT UK or just any other wrestling company in the world right now. But that looks like that's not going to happen anytime soon. One, WWE doesn't want them going to ROH or Impact Wrestling or New Japan or AEW. But also they can't even choose to leave WWE or not because their contracts don't end until April. Not this year, 2020. And with the potential dream match of them versus Young Bucks, WWE is definitely not going to release them anytime soon. So if you think you're going to see the Revival in AEW, maybe in like a year and a couple months. This one's a little more touchy, but it's something I do want to talk about. Everyone watching this video knows who Chris Benoit is, correct? He was a great wrestler, former world champion, did his time in WWE, WCW, New Japan, was in the main event of WrestleMania 20 and actually won the 2004 Royal Rumble to get to that position. Ever since the controversy over Benoit's name has been in the public eye, WWE has gone out the way to make sure they never ever acknowledge Chris Benoit in their articles online on the WWE Network. They don't even show the timestamps of his matches anymore. From a business and moral standpoint, it's kind of hard to argue that they're not doing the right thing by not acknowledging him. But the guy definitely was a great wrestler. I mean, his image is just absolutely tainted. It's kind of hard to praise him as just a wrestler, also knowing his personal life and what led up to, you know, the situation that happened. But something that's really weird, WWE actually made a photo gallery of like all the #1 entrants into the Royal Rumble from every single year leading up till now. But what you see is when it shows 2002, it goes straight to 2005 right after. Obviously that being because Chris Benoit was #1 in the 2004 Royal Rumble. But the question that's on my mind is like, why did you guys even make the photo gallery to begin with? Because you guys know that he was one of the #1 guys, so you really didn't need to make a gallery of showing all the first participants, because, I mean, if we want to know, we can look it up. And two, like, you're just kind of going out your way to really show how much you're excluding him, which is understandable from a business and moral standpoint, but it's also like, why are you doing this in the beginning? Like, what's the point of even making this whole thing if you're just gonna continuously leave him out? Which is okay, but also why make it to begin with? In the return rumor, there's been a rumor going around for almost a year now that he might be coming back now, or maybe he might be coming back a little bit later. But there's a rumor that after WrestleMania 35, we might be seeing the return of Alberto Del Rio. The man has answered multiple questions about him actually returning to WWE. He says he want to do it. Just for one last run before he retires as a wrestler, Del Rio's always had a really strong relationship with Vince McMahon, so like, it's not out of the question that he could actually return to WWE one day. There's literally way too much talent in the WWE, so honestly bringing back more people is only going to damage the guys that you have right now. He's already accomplished accomplished pretty much everything in WWE that a superstar can accomplish. He was a WWE and World Heavyweight Champion. He was a United States Champion. He won Money in the Bank. He won the biggest Royal Rumble of all time. He's had WrestleMania matches. I mean, he's done a lot. Like, what else is there left for him to do? He left on a pretty sour note, so I guess that's why he wants to have one last run in WWE, which makes sense. Well, there's too many people on the roster. No more. No more. But finally, I actually want to talk about NXT TakeOver. So TakeOver Phoenix is this Saturday, the day before the Royal Rumble. But I do want to give you guys my TakeOver predictions because the card is pretty stacked. There's a lot of different matches on this card, stuff we haven't seen before, but also matchups that I'm really glad to see, and it's gonna be something really interesting to watch. First, we have Matt Riddle taking on Cassius Ohno. Cassius Ohno for NXT is like what Dolph Ziggler was for the main roster. Just a guy that when new guys come in, he kind of just puts them over. That's pretty much what he does now. I cannot see Matt Riddle lose a TakeOver match, especially a match where he's actually gonna like wrestle for more than 30 seconds. This is definitely Matt Riddle's match. WWE obviously loves Matt Riddle. They're definitely going to push him, make him like the top guy soon. He's essentially part of the new crop of NXT talent that WWE is going to eventually start pushing. Your Matt Riddles, your Keith Lees, your Donovan Dicevich. He has so many extra syllables on the name. What happened to Donovan Dijak? That was such a cool name. Punishment Martinez and other NXT superstars that are going to get pushed. They just can't be losing big matches like this. So I just can't see it. Not going to happen. Matt Riddle is going to get the win. For the NXT Women's Championship, it's going to be Shayna Baszler taking on Bianca Belair. Now, Belair is an in-ring wrestler. She's not all the way there yet, but she's definitely not bad at all. Like, she's still pretty good. Considering that she's never wrestled before WWE, I think she's pretty good. The one thing that really stands out for Belair, probably why she's gotten this match, is her natural charisma. She's amazing on the microphone. She's very in tune with her character. Yes, she's a heel, but it's really hard to not like her because she has so much attitude that it's like funny. You just say like she has the best theme song in WWE right now? Like, you can't tell me that's not fire. Her theme song is lit. My prediction is actually to have Bianca Belair win the title. I obviously don't really think that's gonna happen, but I really do want to see her win the title. And it's about time that Shayna Baszler probably gets called to the main roster very soon, maybe right after WrestleMania 35. I think it'd be really interesting to see Bianca Belair still be undefeated and be NXT Women's Champion. For the NXT Tag Team Championship, it's going to be the Undisputed Era taking on War Raiders. I feel like the Tag Team Championship change isn't going to happen until the TakeOver Brooklyn, or whatever they want to call the TakeOver before WrestleMania 35. Undisputed Era has definitely been dominating in 2018, and like their act isn't getting old at all. Like, they're still doing the same kind of stuff, but it's just entertaining to watch, and I don't feel like their momentum has like decreased at all since they've been Tag Team Champions. There's definitely a case to see why I think War Raiders would win the Tag Team titles right now. They are two really big burly dudes, and for them to lose this match only hurts their momentum a little bit. But also I just don't feel like they're at the point where they're actually ready to hold these Tag Team titles yet, so maybe hold off to WrestleMania 35, maybe Undisputed Era wins by disqualification or something, but I feel like War Raiders aren't there just yet. They're almost there, but just not yet. So I'm gonna give it to Undisputed Era. For the NXT North American Championship, it's gonna be Johnny Gargano taking on Ricochet. This is by far going to be the best match of the night. This is a matchup I didn't even think about wanting to see in WWE, but now since I have it, I love it. These two are undoubtedly probably some of the best guys on the roster, NXT or main roster. And the thought of having Johnny Gargano as North American Champion is very interesting. I don't feel like this feud is actually ready for a title change because it kind of still feels kind of like brand new, right? Like, it doesn't feel like they really picked up the pace with it yet. But a title change probably would help this feud a lot and really elevate it to the next level. So I'm gonna say Johnny Gargano becomes the next North American Champion, but if Ricochet retains, trust me, I'm cool with it. I love Ricochet. And finally, for the NXT Championship, it's gonna be Tommaso Ciampa defending his title against Aleister Black. A lot of rumors have it that Aleister Black might actually show up in the Royal Rumble this year or get moved to SmackDown. His final match at NXT, you know, when the champion tries to regain his title, they lose and they move on to the main roster. That's what I feel like this is. Nothing more to it but the natural NXT process of sending guys to the main roster. So Tommaso Ciampa wins. He's the greatest sports entertainer of our generation. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, share, always subscribe, and we outie.
Boy, I never needed you at all. Think I fall down? I'ma watch you fall down. I'm living large now.